Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. A couple of days I've been rambling on about secondary power, secondary causation, and I showed that video of Brother Jake talking about secondary power, that we have quwwah, we have power. Okay, so I want to give you some kind of other questions that will intrigue your reasoning in thinking about this subject. I know it's not a very easy subject, by the way. It's not easy. And I can see why some people would choose the other position, but these are some of the reasons why me particularly, I'm choosing this particular position of the Asharite occasionalism, where we give ultimate all power back to God. Whatever power you speak of when it comes to creation is not effective, is causally inert. It doesn't work because it's all dependent on God. God is the real power. Okay? Now, let me give you some questions so that you'll be able to think about it. First of all, let's define what is the meaning of creation. What does creation mean? Give a definition of creation. Me, I define creation as something that didn't exist before and then is brought into existence. It wasn't existing before, now it's existing. That's creation to me. Non-existent to existent. That's creation. Now, I know this topic, this particular idea of creation, it goes deeper into some of the issues I've heard from Salafis talking about creation ex materia. Funny enough, creation ex materia, that God doesn't create from nothing. God creates from something. And then it leads to an infinite regress. Hawadis la awwal laha or something like that. I'm not going to get into that. What I want to address in this question, in this video, is some of these questions. Ask yourself this question. Is God the sole creator? Or are we co-creators with God? Or can we even create ourselves? So think about, I'm going to give you an analogy. Let's say I have an idea in my mind. I want to build a house. Okay? The house. How would I go about doing this? So at time T1, I just have the idea of the house. At time T2, I have completed the building of the house. I got bricks and I completed the building of the house. Now, the house wasn't there before. Now it is there. Just on the surface level, because if you get into the idea of creation, hawadis la awwal laha or something like that, I'll show you the problems with this kind of idea. But I'm not even getting to that yet. All I want to establish right now is that the house wasn't existing before, now it does exist. At time T1, there is no house that you can enter and sleep in. At time T2, the house is there, right? It's there. Did I just create the house? Because it wasn't existent, now it does exist. Did I create the house? You see, this is one of the motivations why we Asharites, we just give all power back to God. Even the house, even though you have the idea, the intention to build the house, when the house comes into existence, it wasn't you that even did that. Do you understand why we say you don't have power? Because if you say that you have power, it's either you have that power in yourself and you can create the house yourself. So you created the house literally. And see, these are some of the things they accuse the Mu'tazila of. That you are giving creative power to creation. Because isn't that creation? If you say it is not creation, just because the brick, maybe you say the sand was already there, so I'm not creating anything, I'm just forming it, then why do you affirm hawadis la awwal laha, or creation from already existing material? Why do you affirm that then? But if you want to, I'm not even going to that. I'm showing you that if that is not creation, something that didn't exist before, because we see everything as creation. Every moment in existence is just as amazing as the first creation. The first creation, and right now, and the next few minutes I'm talking, is just as amazing as that. It's not like God created and does it. No, God sustains it. And so this is what some people call recreation. Now, continuous recreation. Now, what I want you to get in this video is that if the house wasn't existing at T1, and at T2, the house exists now, did I just create the house? You know, we use terms like, this guy is creative. Did I create the house? It wasn't there before, now it's there. No, I didn't. Because all that moment, I was just acquiring it. I didn't create anything because I don't have power. We ascribe all that creative, all the things that exist, at every single moment that exists, it is God that allows it to exist. It is God that literally creates it. Do you understand that? So, if it is God that is creating it, it is now, these are the options. Remember, these are the options. Is either you, somehow God gave you power, now you have power, and now you too, you can create. So you created it, so you're a creator. Literally, you're a creator. That's one. The other position is to say, God and I, we did it together. So God is creating it and I'm creating it too. We created it together. That's the second. So you are co-creator with God. Isn't that somehow shirky? The last position, the Asharite position, is that it wasn't you that created it, it was God. Which one gives ultimate power back to God? Which one is not shirky? It's not ascribing things of God to creation. Is it not the one of God being the sole creator? What does it mean when God says, وَخَلَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ? Okay? What does it mean when God says, this verse that talks about, I created you and your actions. Okay? وَمَا تَعْمَلُونَ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ وَمَا تَعْمَلُونَ. Okay? Something like that. That God created you and the actions that you do. And I posted it in my community post. Go and check it. The latest one I put is about the idea. There's one hadith that talks about God is the one that creates the doer and what he does. If all of that doesn't show you that you don't have any power that you're talking about, when you're talking about secondary power, are you a co-creator with God? Are you a creator yourself? If you're not, then that's why we will say, okay, you have power, but that power is nominal. You have power, but that power doesn't work. It's not causally effective unless God allows it. Because ultimately, we are monogistic in this regard. That it is God, mono. You are saying is kind of is either you are from some kind of synergy between you and God to create something. That's what I call co-creators. Or you will say you yourself, you can even create. Which one is much more conservative? You want to talk about conservatism? I know there are problems with what I just said. Affirming that only God is the creator. We are going to have to deal with them, no problem. We will deal with them. But you also have your own issues. It doesn't, because people will bring moral objections to free will and things like that. But we have to do the job anyway. Whichever position you take, you're going to have to deal with that. The moment God exists and another thing exists, you're going to have to deal with explaining how that works. And God's sovereignty and is God's power limited and all of that. Anyway, I hope after this video, with the analogy I gave you about T1 and T2, something that wasn't existing before and it exists, the Asharites will just explain it simply that they believe in like quantized. Existence is quantized or discretized in the sense that every single moment God is creating those things such that you don't get to sneak in your own power there or any other power. It's only God that's creating everything. You acquire those things and they bring in the theory of Kasb and all of that. But which one gives more power back to God? You be the judge of that. Let me see what you guys think in the comment section. See you guys later. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.